It's been so long since I vote on this. Good afternoon. I'd like to call to order the meeting of the Oklahoma City Metropolitan Area Public Schools Trust. First order of business, approve the minutes of the September 1, 2015 meeting of the Trust. I would recognize a motion to that effect or any comments.
Move to approve.
Thanks. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. We'll vote. Approved. Moving into financial reports. Lance?
Mr. Chairman, we have 3 financial reports on here, and it's a similar case every year. It's because of the year-end financial close. We were waiting for the official financial records from accounting to be available, so those are available now. So we've provided you with the June, July, and August financial reports. In addition, on item D is a fund balance report that was requested at the last trust meeting that we had by Mr. Mashburn, and so that's in your packet. And I'd be glad to answer any questions about that. And then item E is the trust payments report. It's in its standard format.
Are there any questions?
I noticed a balance on the I-89 bond project. In that fund balance report, item D,
Yes.
balance remaining of about $1,001,000.
Yes.
Are there any encumbrances against that or anything outstanding?
If you see on the remaining on approved contracts column, it's $1.7 million in the school projects, and then we also have $1.4 million in technology projects, which is associated with bring your own device Wi-Fi at all the high schools. So it's a total of $3.1 million is encumbered, and we've taken that out before that $1 million. So that $1 million reflects all the expenditures to date, plus the encumbrances which are in that remaining on approved contracts column. And then we have also included in there items that we are aware of, like that were approved by this body and also the school board on the projects for Chavez and Moon, which we are in. On Moon, we are in the, we're routing the selection, architect selection that will be coming before you at the next trust meeting. And on Chavez, we have begun design on that. So we've included in that column, the new contracts and change order column, the amount of basically the construction budget that we've provided for those A&E projects.
So the $1 million is basically unencumbered.
It's unencumbered and not spoken for, so to speak, on things that you have not come before you for final approval, but you've authorized us to move forward with the projects in design, and so we've included those authorized budget amounts on there also.
Thank you.
So we've tried to capture everything. The requests that we got from Mr. Mashburn, we interpreted that to be everything that we know of that right now that's spent, encumbered, and planned for.
Are there any other questions? Seeing none, we'll vote. Well, I'm sorry. We need a motion to approve and ratify the various financial statements, financial reports.
I move approval.
It's been moved. Is there a second? Second. Moved and seconded. We'll vote. Approved. Moving into contracts and change orders. First contract and change order relates to the architectural services contract for Cesar Chavez.
As I just mentioned, this is the architectural services contract for the additional classrooms in the gymnasium at Cesar Chavez, which was part of the $5.1 million package that was authorized previously by the school board, trust, and the city council. And so we're ready to move forward to begin the design out there on that.
And there are two other small change orders, one for $5,200 at Jackson Elementary and a $3,621 for Emerson Alternative School.
The one at Jackson Elementary, the school district requested some basketball goals that be installed. The paving portion of that project's been complete. The next action that you'll see will be the final of that project that we anticipate bringing at the next trust meeting. And then on Emerson Alternative, we just have some items that have come up there. There's a little millwork to cover some exposed piping. And then on the item number 2, on the time extension for asbestos discovery, I'll note on there that at the beginning of this project, we provided a $50,000 allowance for asbestos, knowing we were going to find some in the building, but not knowing where. And this item utilized $7,739 of that $50,000, and we've had several items that have come before you on change orders before. So we have a balance of that $50,000 of $3,932. And then we had a wall demo and an electrical panel relocation in the kitchen. That's the last item there for $2,500.
Is there a motion to approve these contracts and change orders?
So moved.
Been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any other questions or comments? We'll vote. Approved. Moving into the concurrence docket, there's one item relative to the Spiegel Stadium visitor stands. Are there any questions regarding that?
Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Not so much a question. I was able to attend an event at the newly rehabilitated Spiegel Stadium, which, as you know, Mr. Mashburn and myself played on those fields and marched on those fields, and I just wanted to say it's very outstanding. The game that I attended, U.S. Grant, was defeated by Western Heights. However, later on, hammered Capitol Hill on that field, and I was concerned, however, with the street leading up to the parking lot, which now I understand is Chartel and Southwest 39th. And it gives a very bad impression of that newly remodeled stadium when you have to travel and traverse man-sized potholes and drainage problems leading up to the parking lot, and the parking lot's in really bad shape. I understand that was not a part of the rehabilitation project, but really I challenge the school board or the city to get that street in a shape that's representative of the stadium.
Mr. Mashburn and I had a conversation about that, so it's good to hear that, and we will investigate that and coordinate with the school district and see what we can do out there and bring back a proposal to you, update a report or whatever.
Very good. Is there a motion? Is there a motion for the concurrence docket?
No approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. We'll vote. Approved. Mr. Clowers?
Mr. Chairman, members of the trust, the Maps for Kids projects, there are 2 projects still under construction. Construction is substantially complete on the Jackson Elementary paving project, and the final change order was voted on just a few minutes ago at this current meeting. Construction is progressing on the Emerson Alternative School renovation and clinic project, and renovation activities are ongoing on the 2nd floor, and the clinic is nearing completion. Staff has completed a review of the bids that were received a couple of months ago for the John Rex School revised playground equipment project, and we still have an issue with the project being over budget, and so we are going to go back and have the architect do some work on that and rebid it. A few minutes ago, you approved the engineering contract, architectural contract for Cesar Chavez Elementary School for 4 new classrooms and a new gym. And the A&E selection to go negotiate a contract for the renovation of Moon is being processed for your approval, as Lance mentioned a few minutes ago. As for the I-89 bond projects, there are 21 classroom and gym projects that are completed and final accepted. Construction continues at Taft Stadium, and the Spiegel Stadium visitor seating project is substantially complete. And to follow up with Lance's response to Mr. Francisco's comments about the street, I was made aware of those conditions about a week ago, and Public Works and the MAPS office are both looking into that right now. Construction is ongoing for gyms at Nichols Hills, Heronville, Fillmore, Prairie Queen, Rockwood, and Eugene Field and Edwards Elementary Schools. And we had something happen recently. It doesn't happen very often. We advertised for bids for new gyms at Lee, Britton, Arthur, Parks, and Willowbrook, and we received no bids. We did receive some comments from the contracting community that they are getting to where it's difficult to manage 5 projects like that at once. So we're going to have the architects separate those into 2 bid packages and bid them separately. We'll probably put 2 in one and 3 in the other. Similar situation for gyms at Hawthorne, Sequoia, North Highland, Leadwood, and Ridgeview. The plans and specs are complete, but we're having the architect revise the bid documents to split those into 2 projects as well. The architectural contract has been approved by the board and the trust, and design has begun for new gyms at Quail Creek, Cleveland, Scheidler, Rancho Village, and Western Village Elementary Schools. And the architectural selection process is underway for project S7-0011, which are new gyms at Green Pastures, Spencer, Edgemere, and Wilson Elementary Schools. There are 8 suburban school districts with balances that now total just a little over $77,000, and those 8 districts have been notified of their balances and offered assistance with project applications, so we can go ahead and get those funds expended. The next trust meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, November 10th at 3 p.m. And then a reminder that the schedule for the remaining months of 2015 will have trust meetings on the 2nd and 4th Tuesdays at 3 p.m. That concludes my report.
Are there any questions? Seeing none, the report from ADG is included in your packet. If there's no other business, are there any comments by trustees, staff, citizens? Seeing none, thank you for being here today. We're adjourned.